you ever heard a story so gripping, so unbelievable that it stays with you long after it's told? Today, we're diving into the haunting tale of Mary Bell, a story that challenges our understanding of innocence and evil. Get ready to be captivated because the truth behind Mary Bell's story is as chilling as it is heartbreaking. First-time killer Mary Bell was 11 years old when she was given a life sentence for killing 2 children in 1968. She is now free after only 12 years and lives in secret. Back in 1968, Mary Bell from Newcastle, England, was only 10 years old when she killed Martin Brown, who was 4 years old, and then left his family scary confession notes. 2 months later, Bell killed and cut up Brian Howe, who was 3 years old. She also tried to choke a few other kids, and her notes made it clear that she wanted to keep killing. She couldn't, though, because the cops caught her right away. It's shockingly young that Mary Bell did these horrible things. She was only 23 years old when she got out of jail after 12 years for killing 2 people. She's been free since then. Here is the scary story of Mary Bell. In 1957, Betty McCricket gave birth to Mary Bell. She was a 16-year-old sex worker who allegedly told doctors to take that thing away from me when she saw her daughter. From there, things got worse. McCricket often took business trips to Glasgow, which kept her away from home for long periods of time. When she was there, her mother abused Mary, but when McCricket was away, Mary had a break. McCricket's sister saw her trying to give Mary to a woman who had been trying unsuccessfully to adopt. The sister quickly took Mary back for McCricket. Mary had a lot of strange accidents. She fell from a window one time and accidentally overdosed on sleeping pills another time. Some say Betty's accidents were caused by her desire to get rid of something that was bothering her, while others say they were signs of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Betty wanted the attention and sympathy that her daughter's accidents brought her. After the fact, Mary Bell said that her mother started using her for sex work when she was only 4 years old, but other family members haven't confirmed this. They did know, though, that Mary had already lost someone very young, as her 5-year-old friend had been hit by a bus and died. Because of everything that had happened, it wasn't a surprise that by age 10, Mary Bell had turned into a strange child who was shy, manipulating, and always on the verge of becoming violent. They didn't know everything, though. Strange things were happening to Mary Bell for weeks before she killed her first person. On May 11, 1968, Mary was playing with a 3-year-old boy when the boy fell off the top of an air raid shelter and hurt himself badly. The boy's parents thought it was an accident. 3 mothers told the police the next day that Mary had tried to choke their young children. There was a short interview with the cops and a lecture, but no charges were brought. Then on May 25, the day before she turned 11, Mary Bell killed Martin Brown, 4, by strangling him in an empty house in Scotswood, England. When she went away and came back with a friend named Norma Bell, they were beaten by 2 boys from the neighborhood who were playing in the house and found the body. The police were confused. Other than some blood and saliva on the victim's face, there were no other signs of aggression. On the floor next to the body, though, was an empty bottle of pills. Since there were no other signs, the police thought Martin Brown had taken the pills. They said it was an accident that he died. Then, a few days after Martin's death, Mary Bell showed up at the Browns' door and asked to see him. His mother told him in a soft voice that Martin was dead, but Mary already knew that. She wanted to see the body in the coffin. Martin's mom slammed the door in her face. Soon after, Mary and her friend Norma broke into a nursery school and smashed things. They left notes saying they were responsible for Martin Brown's death and that they would kill again. The police thought the notes were a sick joke. The baby school had already put in an alarm system, because this was the latest and scariest break-in in a long line of them. After a few nights, Mary and Norma were caught at the school, but they weren't charged because they were just hanging out outside when the police came. Also, at that time, Mary Bell was telling her friends that she had killed Martin Brown. No one believed what she said because she was known for being a liar and a show-off until another boy was found dead. Brian Howie, who was 3 years old, was strangled to death on July 31, 2 months after the first murder. This time, Bell cut up the body with scissors, making cuts in his penis and legs. Mary and Norma offered to help Brian's sister look for him. They searched the neighborhood, and Mary even pointed out the concrete blocks that hid his body. Norma told Brian's sister that he wouldn't be there, so she moved on. The neighborhood went crazy when Brian's body was finally found. 2 little boys were dead. The police talked to kids in the area in the hopes that someone saw something that would help them find a suspect. When the coroner's report came back, they were shocked to see that Brian had new marks on his chest where someone had used a sharp blade to scratch the letter M into him. Another scary thing was that the attack didn't use much force, which made it seem like Brian's killer might have been a child. During their conversations with the police, Mary and Norma didn't do a good job of hiding the fact that they were interested in the case. When the cops said that Mary had been seen with Brian Howe on the day he died, she tried to avoid them, but Norma was excited. Mary was seen hanging out outside of Brian's house on the day of his funeral. When she saw his coffin, she laughed and rubbed her hands together. When they called her back for a second interview, Mary made up a story about seeing an 8-year-old boy hit Brian on the day he died. She may have felt like the police were closing in on her. There were broken scissors on the boy's person, she said. That was Mary Bell's big mistake. The press and the public were not told that the body had been cut up with scissors. The police and Brian's killer were the only ones who knew about that information. When they were questioned more, both Norma and Mary broke down. Norma began to help the police and named Mary as a suspect. Mary admitted to being there when Brian Howe was killed, but tried to blame Norma. That same day, both girls were charged and given a court date. A lawyer told the court that Mary Bell killed the people because she did it solely for the pleasure and excitement of killing. The British press called the person who killed the child evil born. In December, the jurors found Mary Bell guilty of the murders because they all agreed that she had done them. The jury found Mary Bell guilty of manslaughter instead of murder because psychiatrists told them she had classic symptoms of psychopathy and could not be fully responsible for what she did. People thought that Norma Bell was an unhappy partner who had been influenced in a bad way. She wasn't found guilty. The judge had no choice but to say that Mary was a threat to other children and a dangerous person. She was given a sentence of jail time at Her Majesty's pleasure, which in British law means for an unknown amount of time. What happened to Mary Bell after the murders and where she is now? The people in charge must have been pleased with Mary Bell's treatment and recovery after 12 years because she was let out of prison in 1980. She was let out on license, which meant that she was still serving her term but could do it while living in the community and following strict rules. Mary Bell was given a new name so that she could start over and avoid the attention of the tabloids. No matter what, she had to move more than once to get away from the rags, newspapers, and people in general who were always able to find her. After Bell had her daughter in 1984, things got worse for her. Once Bell's daughter was 14, she learned about her mother's crimes, and a tabloid paper found Bell's common-law husband to track them both down. Soon, a lot of reporters gathered around her house and set up camp in front of it. They had to leave their house with sheets over their heads. Mary Bell is being watched over today at a secret address. Her daughter and she both stay private because a court order says they must. For some, she doesn't deserve to be safe. Martin Brown's mother, June Richardson, told the press, "It's all about her and how she needs to be protected. We don't have the same rights as killers when we are victims." In fact, the British government still protects Mary Bell, and court orders that keep the names of some prisoners secret are sometimes even called Mary Bell orders. What do you think drove Mary to commit such unimaginable acts? Share your thoughts and theories with us in the comments below. And if you found this journey as captivating as we have, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest content.